我们时常仰望天空，看日月星斗，赞叹着星空的浩渺，却不知海底世界也是五彩斑斓的。是珊瑚描绘出了海的颜色。
以前总是觉得自己只是一个访客，只是去看一看水下美景就好了。当我真正去投入海洋工艺的时候，你会发现我是被珊瑚的这个物种所吸引，成为了好像我需要去做些什么去保护它们。
在过去的30年中，珊瑚遭受破坏，我们已经失去了近50%的珊瑚。深圳海域不太乐观的生态环境，也不过是全球珊瑚消失的一个缩影。
珊瑚，它是一种很可怜的生物，它不会像小猫小狗一样卖萌来讨人喜欢，它在海底一直在默默地承受着我们人类带来的生存的压力。珊瑚它不会发声，所以我们要替它发声。
海洋浪迹我见过一个印象最深刻的，我是一件非常廉价的女士游泳衣。那我看见这件游泳衣的时候呢，它就正好是覆盖在一块冰珊瑚上面。我把这件游泳衣拿起来的时候，那个下面那块冰珊瑚已经白化，变成白色的了。所以你只要花20块钱就能把它一个长了5、6年的东西完全毁掉。
没有健康的珊瑚，就没有健康的海洋。在地球上有这么一群人，没有放弃对珊瑚的保护，他们用自己特有的方式去救助这片海底的热带雨林。2019年，我们开始了珊瑚影像计划，去记录这一群人，去记录珊瑚。
Hello.
I'm DADA.
DADA, I'm JOJO.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, what can I do for you?
I am from Shenzhen Coral Conservation NGO. Our name called Die for Love.
This is Sangkalikasan. This is our home base.
I see.
Sangkalikasan is also involved in corals. But what can I do for you?
Well, actually, I come in here, I would be very grateful if I can learn something about the coral conservation from you, because it's been quite fascinated that I learn about you. You've been planting 100,000 of coral for all this year, but you know what we're doing here? A couple of years, we only plant like thousands. I think there's a lot more that we can learn. If I can be lucky enough, maybe tell me something.
Of course,
okay?
Of course. We'll be very happy to help anyone who's interested in coral conservation and coral reef restoration. And we'll be very happy to just transfer any knowledge we have to any other group.
That would be fantastic.
Why it was named Sangkalikasan. Sangkalikasan means to be one with nature, to be one with the sea. We were a group of divers, and it was really, we were starting to lose the coral reefs, we were starting to lose the fish. We were also losing fish biomass. If you see the entire coral reef as it was before, 10 years, 15 years ago, completely different from what it is now. It was this desire to try to bring back what we were losing, or even to save what we have left. This was given to me by my parents when I was 5 years old, and it has actually inspired me. It's called The Living World of Animals. And this book really changed everything the way I would view things. Now, I'd like to show you a foreword. The foreword, this book was, there was a foreword written by the Prince of Wales. And this is what he said, which really touched me. No amount of human ingenuity can resurrect an extinct species, but it can defend one from extinction if enough forethought and determination are employed in its defense. So it made me realize we're destroying everything, and there's no way we can bring it back. We lose a certain species of animal. It's almost impossible for us to bring it back. Or it is just, we've never done it. It's just impossible.
他去翻看那本书，他引用出的一些书当中的一些语录，然后来带出说他的曾经的一个梦是如此被就是慢慢从一个种子养成现在所做的这些事情，我特别受感染。
We will die from old age, but your generation will die from climate change and everything else. So each time, what comes into my mind is whenever we save one piece of coral, what comes into mind is I'm saving one child in the future for each time we save one coral. So if we can save thousands of coral, it means we're saving thousands of children for the future. It doesn't matter whether it's from this country or that country, but it's a child. It's a child, and we look at them as, I count them as that. No? So the more corals we're able to save, the more corals we're able to regenerate. To me, the more children we'll be able to save for the future. That's how I feel about it. And now I'd like to show you how we did the coral restoration. This is very basic, very simple. We try to simplify it so that everybody can understand and can actually do it.
Yes, I can see a lot of. This is actually dead corals, but it's just for
Yes.
demonstration.
Yes.
Okay. 第一，首先就是选取残枝。那如何去区分一个有用的残枝？就是我们要去观察这个残枝上头是否还有生命这种迹象，其实它还是不是一个活的、健康的。那保持它的尺寸的大小不能超过3英寸。那他们是通过我们收集捡回来的一些珊瑚，然后重新去把它绑在一个苗圃架上面。那通过像这个铁丝把它固定起来，几个月时间过完之后呢，它们成型了之后，就会把这种珊瑚的残枝已经成型的，然后回拨到自然礁石上面。那自然礁石我们就要用这种钉子和这个绑扎带、环氧树脂来包裹这个固定点，然后就可以使到这边这些珊瑚自然成礁了。就在我们交流过程当中，觉得其实在菲律宾这种我们原以为并不那么发达的这些地方，反而有一些更加简易和便捷的一些工具和物料，可以使到做珊瑚回拨这件事情显得更加的容易。
We assess the area, we select a site where we're supposed to do coral restoration, and then we do training. We dive license the people, and then we coral train license the people. When you get underwater, it's completely different. So we try to train them on land before bringing them down to the sea, so that they have a sufficient knowledge of and muscle memory on how to do things underwater. It was very difficult, especially at the start, wherein we all had to learn together as a group and practice the technology. It takes practice, it takes skill, and it takes research and monitoring and data. That's what we would do continuously every day, diving twice a day for the next 6 months. And we were a group of divers. There were 15 of us. And throughout the years, we've maintained more or less around 10 within the group as core members of the group. Sangkalikasan is composed mainly of different people from different walks of life. We have 4 marine biologists with us, We have dive masters, we have dive instructors, we have policemen, we have army personnel within our group, we have fishermen, and we have just basically ordinary folk who are very interested in helping and trying to protect the sea and trying to do something to help improve the marine ecosystem.
Everything checked? 我的脑海当中想象到的这种保护珊瑚的区域是另外一个模样，因为也在世界各地其他地方潜过水。当我去到 JOJO 这个水下花园的时候，背后是一片分着不同颜色、不同的珊瑚，是有一个不同的桌子，有不同的颜色、不同的种类品种，像是水下的花园。通过那么多年的一些保护去维护它，然后使到这一片花园成长成这么美好的样子。
What I told them is that you have the power now, but you also have the responsibility to do it. So you have to have the dedication to continue the work which we started. You only have 2 hours in the day, and you're risking everything when you go down there. As a person, as a human being, you're practically committing your life to the sea when you do that.
种完珊瑚之后，JOJO带我去了一处特别的海域，那里是他们较早的一个珊瑚回波点，但由于大量的污水排放，让海里的珊瑚陆续死去，他们不得不放弃那个回波点。
他们底下的这个沙子，把大部分的这些珊瑚礁都已经埋在下面，底下是死气沉沉。有很多珊瑚上头都已经有很多的这种沉积物，还有一些藻类在。
We have no more time. We have no more time. We are working on both. And there might not be anything left anymore, but we are doing as much as we can.
Let us not let these seemingly insurmountable environmental problems bring us into despair. Let us give this generation a reason to fight and live for. Let us let them see us as a light of hope.
David, hi.
Hi, Dada.
I think it's more that we can learn from Hong Kong, the Coral Conservation Organization, that we can have much more similar background that we can learn from.
Sure.
So this time that my purpose is just come here to visit you. Then I want to know more about what you're doing, and also I would like to know the status of the corals and how it is look like in the Hong Kong Sea.
Sure. Well, we'll take a look at the corals tomorrow.
Sure.
But while you're here in the lab, we can show you what we are keeping here at Hong Kong U. It's been a wonderful place for my research because here you have a remarkable diversity of corals. We have about 90 species, which is more species of coral than you can find in the Caribbean Sea. And that diversity survives here despite the fact that Hong Kong has gone through more than 2 centuries of human development. Everything that we know that can kill coral, such as destructive fishing, pollution, ocean warming, acidification, mining of live corals, everything that you can imagine, we have done to corals in Hong Kong, and yet they still survive. So this is the second most extreme environment in the world, second to the Persian Gulf, for having extreme temperature range. So we call supercorals when these corals are surviving in extreme habitats. So that, in me, raises the question, what is it that makes these corals so durable, so tough? And how can they survive under such severe conditions? So would you like to help me give them some lunch?
Of course.
All right. So we have some food here, and I'll ask you to do this for
So
me.
this is the food for the corals.
This is
They
coral
eat
food.
them.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of corals that we have in Hong Kong, they actually eat a lot of food. Unlike the Philippines, many species that live there are just getting their energy from the sun. But in Hong Kong, the sun doesn't penetrate the water very easily because it's
the
polluted.
visibility- Yeah,
the visibility is
very
poor.
low, yeah.
So many of the species that we have, they like to have some extra food in their diet because they can't use the sun so much.
That's
So-
something new for me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting. So you can take 1 scoop of that and put it in here, and then we'll
Okay.
prepare the food for them.
So I get 1 spoon.
Yeah, just 1 scoop.
This,
Yep,
and- all right.
perfect. Okay, and then we'll put a little bit of water in here. So we'll take the food, and you'll just gently squirt it
Wow.
over the corals. Well, if you look really closely, and actually I'll show you with this one, the corals have tentacles just like a jellyfish. By just fragmenting them, by breaking pieces off and gluing them to a new surface. Because corals are colonial animals, and this is how coral restoration works. Because you can break the corals apart, and as long as the water quality is good and you take good care of them, they will grow and form new big corals.
So they keep colony themselves.
They keep, each polyp will split, and then those two will split, and then those two will
yeah.
split. So it's kind of an exponential growth.
It's a little bit like the succulent plant.
That's right.
So I heard about that there's one corals that is threatened in Hong Kong.
That's right.
Which is do we have to see here?
Unfortunately, we don't have any samples of that here.
What is the name of the coral?
It's called Platygyra, and
Platygyra.
Platygyra is really good at getting rid of them and keeping itself clean. So it does well in urbanized areas like Hong Kong. But unfortunately, we lost a lot of those Platygyra in 2015. The pattern of the coral mortality was very unusual. So you would have these very large colonies of living corals, but there would only be certain parts of the coral that were still alive, with the rest of it dead, in these strange patterns. So it was unlike bleaching, it was unlike any coral disease that anyone had reported before. And these things were pointing us to a direction that maybe there was something in the water that the corals were eating that led to their mortality. And interestingly, around the same time, there was a red tide, a harmful algal bloom in that area. And the type of algae that was in the water at very high densities is a species that's not known to be toxic to fish, but if it was consumed by something, it could make them quite sick. And we think that that was the reason for the extensive mortality, that maybe these corals were eating this algae and then it poisoned them when it was ingested and then caused the coral to die. So this place is really special because it has protection from our Agriculture, Fisheries and Conservation Department, which we call AFCD. And AFCD works with local fishermen to have an agreement and understanding that there's important scientific work happening at the site, and therefore it needs to be protected a little bit more. So we work with the government officers to patrol the site and make sure that the corals are safe and happy.
香港嘅海岸公園同埋海岸保護區最主要嘅管理同埋執法工作咧，係由我哋漁護署去負責嘅。而漁護署最主要係按照香港特別行政區第476章海岸公園條例去達成4個主要目的嘅。咁分別咧係有保育啦、教育啦、科研啦同埋康樂嘅。我哋漁護署用乜嘢措施去到管理海岸公園咧？咁其實咧就以下幾個嘅，就係分區管理制度。咁其實每一個海岸公園咧都有佢自己嘅分區管理計劃嘅。咁就海下灣為例啦，其實我哋呢度咧會有一啲機動船隻禁區同埋船內引擎船隻禁區，去到保護翻我哋沿海沿岸嘅一啲石珊瑚嘅群落嘅。咁另外咧，我哋亦都有啲黃埔啦，去到跨住一啲沙地嘅。咁其實嗰啲區域咧就叫做定泊區。咁咧就係可以俾啲船隻大型啲嘅船隻咧，係喺嗰度去拋錨嘅。咁喺海岸公園裏面咧，其實捕魚活動咧都係嚴格去到管制嘅。但係署方咧就可以酌情地去向一啲真正嘅漁民，或者通常居於有關海岸公園附近嘅人士咧，去批發一啲叫做海岸公園捕魚嘅許可證。你可以見到喺我哋每一個海岸公園或者海岸保護區裏面咧，都有大大小小唔同嘅設施擺咗喺度嘅。咁當中包括有啲地圖啦，一啲管理嘅計劃嘅圖啦，有啲係警示牌啊等等嘅。咁咧希望啲人入嚟海岸公園玩嘅時候咧，佢亦都可以明白佢有乜嘢要遵守。
We chisel the living tissues away from the corals that we're trying to rescue. And then after they heal a bit on the nurseries, we then transplant them to a suitable site. So we're looking for rocks or maybe an old coral skeleton that is strong. And then we can attach the living tissues back to that surface.
Yeah, I saw you did that. It's great. And what do you think can be so different and that makes such good progress for all of this?
Well, we're taking advantage of corals' natural biology. So when corals are small, they tend to grow very quickly. And also, since we're using pieces of the same coral, when they connect together, they refuse. So it's just like if we were helping a burn victim at a hospital, we often take pieces of their healthy skin from other parts of their body to graft onto their damaged skin to heal it. And the corals can function in the same way. We can stitch them together and they will grow together and then form a new solid surface on top of that rock.
Impressive to see them like this.
Yeah, it's really cool. And we're really just helping them do what they do best. At one location during the course of our work with the government, all of the hard bottom on the seafloor where we would attach corals disappeared through bioerosion, and it was covered by sand.
What are you gonna do with the sandy bottom? Because I think it's gonna be hard that the coral could be planted there.
Sand is really hard on corals because it's abrasive, and in a storm it will kill the coral tissue. So the idea that we had was, well, let's do some designing of some complex tiles that we could put at the site, just like you would put tile on your bathroom floor. And if we put enough of these tiles, we can cover an area with a hard surface that we can then attach the corals to. Well, first, 3D structures are really important in the ocean because they provide habitat for other organisms. With the advances in 3D printing technologies, it's now possible to print things that are really complex in structure, and that facilitates all of the other life forms that might be attracted to the site. So we thought, why not try to create tiles, but instead of just flat tiles, something that's really complex and very easy for us to attach the corals to. You know, there's a saying in English that the canary in the coal mine, and that's a historical reference to when coal mining was a big industry in the US. And so miners would take a canary, a bird, a small bird in a cage, down into the mine shaft, because the bird would actually die first if there was low oxygen in the mine. And then the miners would know that they need to escape, otherwise they might die. So we often talk about coral reefs and we say they are the canary in the coal mine. What it means is that they are sensitive to environmental change and that we should be watching them very closely, because if coral reefs are starting to die, we've already seen most of the Great Barrier Reef coming under severe threat from climate change, with some parts losing 60% or more of their living corals. So these are catastrophic incidents, and we're not gaining corals at the same rate, right? So it's a net loss of coral reefs. What does that mean for humanity? Well, in the short term, a lot of people are going to lose their source of food. And as I mentioned before, perhaps 300 million people on the planet are relying on coral reefs for their daily meal or for a daily sustenance, especially for protein from free fish. So again, coral reefs are just the canary in the coal mine. And soon we're going to stop worrying about corals because we're going to be worried mostly about our own survival. And I think that's quite frightening. But at the same time, I'm always very optimistic and hopeful. And I think that humanity tends to have a way of engineering ourselves out of big problems through science and technology. And as long as we can maintain a society that values research and development, scientific inquiry, we invest money into science instead of war, then all of those types of things might help us to overcome some of these major challenges. But it's going to take large-scale coordinated efforts. So I hope that by the end of my career, I can say that I left them behind something that was better than what I found. And I think if everyone on Earth had that same mentality, then we could create a better place.
本台消息，据国家气候中心监测数据显示，今年预计登陆或严重影响广东的台风有4至5个。目前，深圳正式进入台风多发季节。
现在看着好像海的情况不太好，浪很高，我挺担心的。咱们的苗圃在这里会不会受到这次台风的破坏？
在深圳大鹏这座新型小岛附近的海底，有深圳目前发现的最大的十字牡丹群落。这片海域有我们种下的5871株珊瑚，也有很多我们的小萌宠。这只小丑鱼躲在我们苗圃架旁的海葵中，而这个管道已经是这个小家伙的家了。它叫跳岩尾，因为喜欢钻洞。 总躲在这里。还有小白，它是一株盔形珊瑚，我们花1年时间让它从白化恢复到了健康，现在在这里自由生长。
现在台风过后，对那个珊瑚会有影响吗？
肯定会有影响的。而且我们前面几年，最开始的几次苗圃的方案就是受到台风的影响，非常厉害。
主要是这阵子深圳也是一个台风地带，
对，
所以我们也需要去找一些合适的方法去对应这种恶劣天气。
对的，对的。所以每次台风之后，我们基本上都会出去看一下。
好吧。
好，那我们一起去吧。
下水。
OK。 次下去有没有看到那个苗圃上面很多那些鱼在啄那些就是藻类？
当我们下去的时候，我发现了有鱼，还是大鱼，应该是一个龙趸的一种物种。而这个龙趸，我好像平常不是一个正常的一个自然物种吧？
对，那种其实不是正常的龙趸，它是用老虎斑和龙趸杂交的，叫珍珠龙趸。
珍珠龙趸。
对，它是整个珊瑚礁生态链里面应该是属于顶层这个生物种类，所以它在的地方基本上这些鱼类就会少很多，
就会被他们所食用了。
对，那个应该是前几天的时候
有人放生
的那些人所放的龙趸。
为什么没有人去阻止这些侵略物种来到这片海域呢？
这个问题讲起来很复杂，我相信在其他海域都一样，就是到底什么样的生物是应该去放生到它的位置去的。
确实，不应该因为曾经残害或者伤害了这个自然环境才想到要回馈一些什么，而是应该从开始就不要去伤害我们的大海。
对。
渔船开走了，渔网却被留了下来。台风刚走，新物种又被放了进来。我们深圳珊瑚保育之路一直困难重重，因为我们海底珊瑚面临的种种状况。亲爱的负责人带着我们的疑问走向了第3届中国海洋公益论坛。
非常感谢大家来到珊瑚礁福论坛。
我
们这一次来参加论坛呢，是带着海底废弃渔网，以及我们所面临的乱放生所导致的外来物种入侵的这些问题，到了三亚。那么在这几天的探讨过程里面，大家都在开始把目光关注到社区，也提出了关于社区的公益自然保护地的这么一个概念。我们觉得，如果真的能够把这个概念里面所包含的这些元素落实下去的话，那我们所面临的问题也许可以得到解决。
就是我们之前通过这个免维护的水下摄像做这个海洋牧场的观测，我觉得可以把这项技术和你们这个珊瑚礁的这个保护结合起来。特别是针对你们刚才提到这个，在这个珊瑚礁区域有这个垃圾渔网，还有甚至一些入侵物种，通过我们这个免维护的水下摄像，可以24小时长期的观测这个水下的一些影像。
我们非常希望用这种方式来解决我们潜水员在水下滞留的时间不够多的这个问题，因为毕竟我们不是海洋生物，我们不管你带这个气的气压多大，气瓶有多大，你最后都得上来。所以我们用这种方式来监测的话呢，看是不是能够对于这种渔网的产生、缠绕、外来物种的这种入侵的这些问题，给予最及时的一个反应。目前的这个社会状况之下呢，公众其实对于海洋的了解并不是那么完全，真正能够像潜水员下去一样设身处地、实地的感知海洋的群体始终有限。那么大家大量看到的很多的海洋类的纪录片，是从表现海洋美好的一面来出发的，往往在这个时候会给公众一个误解，就觉得海洋的生态蛮好，所以他们对于海洋的这种态度会没有那么大的责任感。但实际上海洋已经不是我们想象的那个样子了。我们在海底的这个实时监控仪，除了它在帮我们做海底珊瑚礁生态的实时监控之外，我更觉得应该把这些内容实时分享到来到大鹏旅游的这些游客们，使得他们明白自己即将接触的这个海洋真正的是一个什么样的状态。
接下来呢，就有请前爱的代表上台来发布他们为这次论坛特意准备的一些成果。
我们这一次做了一个叫全球呼叫者地图，那么把这些所已经找到的机构通通以地图的方式放了上来。另外呢， 我们在这个上面集中想体现的是目前有的，比如说珊瑚覆盖率，它在当地的优势的品种，以及它所今后普查的这个时间，使得更多能够下海的人可以参与进来。
经过这次探访，我们发现，在全球海底，珊瑚都面临着不同的困境，而这些困境大都来源于我们人类带给海洋的后遗症。如果持续发展下去，珊瑚可能会在2050年彻底从地球上消失。为了阻止这一势头，一批批珊瑚保育者在全球海底日复一日的下潜，他们在用自己的行动为珊瑚发声。没有侵袭破坏，可以自由生长的海洋，才是珊瑚天堂。